After another glitch ident teaser last week, we now have the full trailer for the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials. But what new information does this trailer actually tell us about the 60th anniversary? Okay, so obviously last night we got the brand new 60th anniversary trailer for the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials this November. Unfortunately, we didn't get any release date in this trailer, which some people were expecting, but we did get confirmation that it's happening in November, which we already kind of knew anyway. But this trailer does show us quite a few new shots from the 60th anniversary specials, so let's just get straight into it.
Sometimes I think there's something missing. Like I had something lovely, and it's gone. I lie in bed thinking, what have I lost?
Okay, so we start with a few shots that we've already seen from the last trailer, with an extended moment of Donna talking about how she feels like she's lost something, obviously hinting at the fact that her memories have been erased of the Doctor, but she still feels like there was something there that she just can't quite reach. And whilst all this is happening, we also see the Doctor exploring some sort of warehouse, which I personally think is that warehouse where we see Beep the Meep's ship in the previous trailer, where Beep the Meep is probably mind controlling all these different unit soldiers and maybe even civilians to help rebuild his ship so that he can escape the Wrath Warriors.
I've got this friend called Donna Noble. I had to wipe her memory to save her life. If she remembers me, she will die. So what happens next? The spaceship crashes right in front of her. It's like she's drawing us in.
Okay, so the next moment we get is this scene where the Doctor and Donna seem to first meet in the first special, which is actually a scene we've seen breaking down from some filming, where people were there filming it themselves, so we kind of have an idea of how that scene's going to go. And whilst we're seeing this, we're also seeing the Doctor explain this to Ruth Madeley's character, who's called Shirley Ann Bingham, who seems to be part of UNIT in some way, but I'm not really sure what the significance of her character is and who she'll really be, like what role she'll be playing in these specials. And we also get some flashbacks to series 4 just to kind of reinforce what he's talking about, which I don't know if this will actually happen in the episode itself. It might be good too, because it will refresh some people's memories, or maybe some people will be watching it not really knowing what happened in series 4. But strangely, most of this is from Stolen Earth Journey's End, but I believe the first shot we see of the Doctor in the flashback is actually from Waters of Mars. I think maybe that's just because it was an appropriate shot. It might not really have any significance, but it is a bit weird considering he's not even wearing the same outfit as he's wearing in Stolen Earth Journey's End. And obviously we get the reinforcement that the Doctor had to wipe Donna's mind to save her life, which is going to be very important for these specials. And we once again see what I personally think is Beep the Meep's ship crashing, seemingly possibly in front of Donna's house. And I believe this is Beep the Meep's ship crashing as it's being chased by the Wrath Warriors, where Rose will find Beep the Meep's escape pod with some of her friends and take Beep the Meep in.
We've got a bloody Martian in the shed!
Don't look! Meep! Oh, here we go again.
We then see this funny moment with Donna saying we've got a bloody Martian in the shed, obviously referring to Beep the Meep, and we see Beep the Meep actually say the words Meep Meep, which I'm glad is something that's going to happen in these specials. We then see Sylvia Noble slapping the Doctor as he comes into the house. There's been a lot of discourse about this. I personally don't mind it, because in this particular instance, obviously she thinks that if Donna sees the Doctor, she's probably going to die, so I think it's slightly justified, at least just to delay the Doctor, or because she's angry at the Doctor for coming and putting Donna in this much danger. We see another shot of the Wrath Warriors probably outside Donna's house. Oh, actually in this shot I think they might be in Donna's garden, because you can see the shed in the background that was seen in some of the Who Spy images. And we then see the Doctor seemingly standing behind a force field as I think UNIT are shooting at them, or maybe it's the Wrath Warriors, I'm not sure. I know some people have seen that maybe they think like this is some post-regeneration power or something like that, and the Doctor's doing this all with his hands. But if you look in the corner of the wall, you can actually see where the force field is making contact with the wall. So I think this is actually just some sort of force field device, although it does also kind of look like it seems to maybe move a little bit when he's moving, so maybe it is somehow attached to his hand, but I still don't think it's some sort of power he has. It might just be some sort of device that he's got.
I don't believe in destiny, but if destiny exists, then it is heading for Donna Noble.
We then see the Doctor looking at something in awe in some sort of ship, I don't know whether this is going to be Beep the Meep ship, the Wrath Warriors ship, or whatever ship they're in episode 2, but I do think we can see some writing on a part of this ship that seems like the writing we can see in one of those Who Spy images, but we don't know whose ship that is as well in that image either. We then see Donna walking through the corridors of a ship. Once again, I don't know if this is from Wild Blue Yonder, or if this is Beep the Meep ship, or the Wrath Warriors ship. It could be any of those three in my opinion. We see more of the attack of the Wrath Warriors trying to get to Beep the Meep in Donna's house. We see Donna again in a ship, which could be any of those three again, but with the lighting, I think it's possible this could be from Wild Blue Yonder. And we hear the Doctor saying the line that if destiny exists, then it's heading for Donna Noble.
And I've got a memory. After a very long time, something's coming back.
Who are they?
Monsters.
We see the Doctor in the brand new Unit HQ with the back of Kate Stewart's head, which is the first look at Kate Stewart we get in this trailer, as well as the only shot we've had so far that seems to hint at Wilf being in these, which we got in a previous trailer. And the Doctor's saying that he has a memory that after a very long time, something's coming back. And underneath this, we've got footage of Neil Patrick Harris as the Toymaker, who's officially been confirmed as the Toymaker after this trailer went out. So it's possible that's what he's referring to here. We see a variation of the shot of Rose talking to Beep the Meep in this alleyway, possibly behind their house. We then have this amazing moment between the Doctor and Donna talking about the TARDIS being so scared that it ran away.
There's something so bad the TARDIS ran away.
Yes.
We go and kick its ass!
And honestly, this moment between the Doctor and Donna just reminds me so much of them in Series 4, and it just honestly feels like they've never left. We then see our first new look at the Unit HQ tower, which seems to be inspired by the Avengers tower in the Avengers, and features the Unit helipad that we've seen from some set images from Google Maps. And we also have the TARDIS being towed by a helicopter behind the one that the Doctor is in, which seems to be a nice little reference to the 50th anniversary special where that happens, but that time the Doctor is hanging onto the bottom.
Kate Lethbridge Stewart!
What do we do this time, Doctor? How do we fight the human race?
We then see the Doctor and Donna meeting up with Kate Lethbridge Stewart on this Unit helipad, confirming that Kate is returning for the 60th anniversary specials, which is something that we thought could be happening, but we didn't know if she was just going to be in Series 14 after it, and might not be in the specials at all, but now we know she's going to be in the specials. And we also see that Kate is wearing one of these armband things that we saw on the official announcement of Melanie Bush returning, and she was also stood on the Unit helipad for that image, which to me suggests that that promo image wasn't actually from Series 14. It was probably from Mel filming for the 60th, which to me suggests she's going to be in the 60th as well as Series 14. And what I think this armband is we know that the Toymaker is going to be kind of putting some sort of giggle in people's heads, which is probably causing all this chaos that we see in this trailer and previous trailers. And I assume these armbands that the people at Unit are wearing kind of stop them from being hypnotized by the Toymaker's giggle. And this can be further backed up by the fact that Kate asks the Doctor how they're going to fight against the human race. We then see a shot of the TARDIS taken off, seemingly not by choice, so I assume this has something to do with the Toymaker, and I think this is going to be how the first episode ends, with the Doctor and Donna inside, and this is probably taking them to wherever the location of Wild Blue Yonder is happening. We then see a plane crash in, which I assume is caused by the Toymaker's giggle controlling the pilots inside.
Something entered this world.
Oh, but he is recognizing me.
Who is he?
The one who waits.
Open fire!
Why does it have to be this? Your fight is with me!
We then see this purple kind of gaseous entity, which I'm not sure what this could be. It's possible this could be like the Toymaker's true form, or it could be the main threat of Wild Blue Yonder. But the Doctor says something entered this world over the top of it, which does suggest to me that this could be maybe to do with the Toymaker. And then we see the Doctor and Donna entering the Mr. Emporium shop where they meet the Celestial Toymaker, who says, "Oh, but he is recognizing me," which obviously was a little bit of a hint as to this being the Celestial Toymaker, which we now know officially. We then see this interesting shot of something stabbing into the ground, which could maybe be some sort of drill that the Celestial Toymaker is making to crack open the earth and stuff, which we see later on. But I personally think this could be Beep the Meep ship, which we see in that warehouse, as I believe in the original Starbeast comic it does kind of end with Beep the Meep ship taking off and taking like a chunk of the earth with it or something. So I assume this is meant to be a little bit like that, but maybe instead of taking some of the earth with it, it just kind of destroys a lot of the surroundings of the ship, and maybe the Toymaker's taking advantage of that or something like that. We then see the toy maker in this sort of toy soldier nutcracker kind of outfit, which we also see him in when he's throwing those rose petals at the camera. And this is interesting. We see Kate Stewart in front of a door in the unit HQ, and this door doesn't look like it's supposed to be there in the unit HQ. And we also can see that this door has the little clown symbol carved into it, which we saw in the Who Spy images, suggesting that this door has something to do with the toy maker. So I think this could be how maybe the toy maker gets into the unit HQ at some point in episode 3. Maybe he uses these doorways as a way to travel around, or maybe it's a way to enter the toy maker's realm, because we also know the toy maker is going to be going to different times during this episode, traveling between maybe the 20s and modern day and stuff like that. So maybe this is how he gets around doing that, and obviously the Doctor will just have to follow him in the TARDIS. But like I say, maybe it's also just a way to enter the toy maker's realm. We then see this great shot of the 14th Doctor and David Tennant's incredible acting, saying, "Why does it have to be this?" To me, this looks like he's in the same location that Wild Blue Yonder is set in, and I assume this has something to do with him having to make some sort of choice between saving the world and saving Donna, but I'm not entirely sure. It could be some other difficult decision that he has to make. We then see the Doctor looking up at the Celestial Toy Maker, who's massive in this shot and seems to be pulling some puppet strings. I think this could be the toy maker's realm, but it's difficult to tell where this is, although that door behind the 14th Doctor does look quite similar to the doors we've seen earlier on in the trailer. We then see another shot of the 14th Doctor in distress, seemingly in that same location as before, and we also see him on the unit helipad running towards this big cannon, which I believe is called the Galvanic Beam, which we've seen the blueprints for on a screen on one of the Who Spy images. And we then see in the next shot that the toy maker is actually on this cannon. You can also see in the background that there's the shard, which possibly has just been shot by this beam, although that destruction could have been from something earlier on. And also the fact that you can see the shard in the background here suggests that the unit tower is probably the highest building in London in this universe, because I'm pretty sure the shard is the tallest building in London. And interestingly, someone pointed out to me in the comments on my community post that on this shot of the unit helipad, on the wide shot you can't actually see anybody besides the Doctor and maybe the toy maker, but in the close-up reverse shot you can actually see Kate Stewart, Donna and Ruth Madeley's Shirley Ann Bingham. I don't know if this was just some sort of VFX mistake or editing mistake, but that was an interesting detail that somebody pointed out to me, so let me know what you think that's all about in the comments.
I don't know if I can save your life this time.
Worldwide premiere.
We then have this really emotional moment between the 14th Doctor and Donna, where the Doctor says, "I don't know if I can save your life this time," which is hinting at the fact that obviously Donna's going to be in a lot of danger in these specials and possibly might die. I personally don't think she's going to die. I think this is just kind of to raise the stakes and to make it seem like all hope is lost, but I do feel like at some point towards the end, the Doctor is going to figure out how to save Donna, because I would be surprised if they do kill her off. We then see the TARDIS possibly landing in this location that it wants to run away from, or even possibly trying to run away from this location, as it's made a dent in the wall, which we see when the Doctor and Donna are looking at the wall after the TARDIS has left. I think this moment also lines up with one of the images we saw from Entertainment Weekly, with the TARDIS seemingly all kind of on fire in the inside as the Doctor's walking out of it. And I think it also lines up with the shot from the Ident teaser, where we see the Doctor and Donna seemingly in this same location looking at some sort of explosion, which could be the TARDIS either exploding or on fire and disappearing as it's running away. We then see a shot of Major Singh, presumably shooting at the Wrath Warriors outside Donna's house. And then we see the Doctor and Donna running through this corridor that seems to have something to do with the toy maker, as if you look at the lights, they've got like playing card suits on them, which definitely is the kind of iconography of the toy maker. And I feel like these doors could be similar to the doors we saw in Unit earlier, which could suggest again that this is in the toy maker's realm, and this is how he gets to all these different locations, through these doors. And obviously the corridor behind them is also collapsing, so maybe this is actually where they defeat the toy maker or something like that, and they're destroying his realm, or maybe this is when the toy maker is messing with them in his realm or something like that. We then see another shot of the Doctor in the Unit HQ with the Stooky Bill video playing behind him on the screens, which is seemingly going to be connected to the toy maker and is possibly what's causing this giggle in everyone's head that's hypnotizing everybody. And finally, the trailer ends with another look at Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor, a different one to what we've had for the past couple of trailers, which is nice to see, and also still doesn't spoil anything, luckily, for his character, which is nice. But he seems to be in a different outfit than we've seen him in before here. He's not in the 14th Doctor's outfit, which we saw him in the last trailer, and he doesn't seem to be in any of the outfits we've seen him in for Series 14 filming. So I think personally he's probably in the Edge here, but it's also possible this background has actually been edited and isn't the actual background that we're going to see him in. I know some people have said they think it's Gallifrey. I personally don't think it will be that. And I know some people have also said that they think this is Durdle Door, where the 13th Doctor regenerated. I personally don't see that. I don't think it looks like that at all. I think the lighting looks very similar, but I don't think the background looks like that. But a lot of people think this is the case because the sound effects we hear in the background during this moment is the 13th Doctor's regeneration, and you can actually hear the 13th Doctor gasping. But I personally think people are reading a little bit too much into that. I think they just grabbed that sound effect and that moment for this trailer. I don't think it's really meant to hint at anything like that. And like I said, I think people are maybe reading into that a bit too much. But yeah, I think my best bet for this moment is probably that the 15th Doctor is in the Edge, and maybe we're going to see him throughout the specials in the Edge before we see him actually become the Doctor after the 14th Doctor regenerates into him. But yeah, I think that's everything that I can kind of get from this trailer. If there's anything you think I've missed or any theories you have, let me know in the comments. And if you want to know everything we know about the 60th anniversary specials so far, besides obviously the stuff that just came out in this trailer, watch this video here.